What I'd like to have right now is for you highly emotional, highly sensitive, grown boys and girls of society to exit my channel as I speak to mature adult men and women on topics you get triggered on and are sensitive to. And with that being said, the title of this video is called When It Comes to Racist White Karens and Kevins, You Are Completely Weak. Now, we're gonna dive into some really serious things. Not too serious, but things people should be aware of. And I know that there are a lot of non-white people are very, very aware of what I'm about to talk about. And that is the weak tactics and stupid things that these prejudiced, biased, and racist white Karens and Kevins do on an everyday basis. Asian, Latino, Latina, mixed, biracial, black, Indian, and so forth. Male and females of society. I don't know what it is when it comes to this white Karen. When you're out and about, maybe at a grocery store, running errands, at a department store, or at the hospital, getting a checkup, and you come across one of these very hostile, prejudiced, racist Karens who feel as though you don't deserve to be in her breathing space. And yet, when she give off that type of energy, you feel as though she's telling the truth, that she's right. Whenever this racist Karen runs her mouth towards you ladies, the women, the young women, the older women, and yes, even some of you grown girls, Asian females being number one, followed by Latina, mixed, black, and Indian. Whenever this Karen comes in your face and start talking all this crazy nonsense to you, because she feels she's entitled to say this, because she believes she is, in fact, along with that grown white boy, the point of authority to viciously run her mouth towards you. And what do you do in some cases? Some cases, not most cases, some cases. You get stiff and quiet. You're shocked that this white Karen is running her mouth in such a way that it's almost appalling to you to hear her say such a vicious thing because she's white. Right? You get very helpless. Very helpless, like as if you can't truly defend yourselves when it comes to this racist white Karen. I don't know what it is. Asians being number one, females. You get very helpless, like you can't speak and say what's on your mind when she's throwing all kind of vicious words at you. Prejudice words, very derogatory words. You act weak. You act very weak. You start to pull out your cell phone and you start to record her, and you start to give the cliche talk of, here's this Karen running her mouth towards me, rather than putting down your phone and verbally defending yourself to the best of your ability, if in fact you can defend yourself by any means necessary. You enable her bullshit because you think that you will in fact be the one who will be more in trouble whenever she's saying all this crazy stuff towards you, even though you got her on camera saying all this racist, derogatory, very vicious things, you feel as though that you'll still get in trouble, right? Because she's white, that makes it right. No one is privileged. There's no such thing as this white privilege. There isn't. There isn't. Do your research. There isn't. You may think it is, but it's not. To a certain degree, yes. And by percentage-wise, I'll say maybe about at least 45%. I know a lot of people would disagree with me on that, but it's the truth. Truly, it's the truth. They put forth this type of energy of white privilege and make everyone believe that there is such a thing. Some may say there's black privilege, there's Latino privilege, there's Asian privilege. Whenever you putting forth this energy out into the universe, it's real. You make it real by putting it out there. So by you saying that this Karen has all the privilege to run her mouth towards you, you're stupid. You're not ignorant, because ignorant when you don't know anything, you're stupid. You're aware of this, and you need to do research on it and be in tune with what's going on and open your eyes to reality and not this fake fantasy bullshit. Excuse me. You allow this shit talking, particularly these Asian females, because they always feel as though if I talk back to white mama, maybe I won't get a chance to talk to Eric or Kevin or Bradley or Jonathan. So she allows it. She enables the bullshit along with that Latino girl. In some cases, along with that mixed girl, along with the black girl and the Indian girl. And yes, it goes from few to some young women and older women who will allow this, but most women who are mature, have a backbone, young women as well, they're not going to allow this bullshit from this very inferior individual by the name of Karen. For the males, for you males, you Asian males, Latino males, mixed biracial males, black males, Indian males, what have you. When it comes to the Kevins, that's the opposite of the Karens. When it comes to these punk, weak, effeminate, highly insecure, always wanting a reaction out of you, like a bitch that he is, this white grown boy Kevin, you allow him to run his mouth towards you. No matter what age it is, it could be from 18 all the way up to 55 years old. You allow him to run his mouth towards you. Call you all kind of names. We already know what he call you, black boys, you Latino boys, you Asian boys, you Indian boys. We already know. Very racist. Very, very racist things. And for the mix and biracial, we know what he calls you. What he truly thinks of you when he gets good and mad and ready. We know what he says. And in your defense, right? Instead of you being a man that you were born as, you get like a sissy. You get like a punk. You, like a female, you'll pull out your cell phone and start to record it. Okay? You record it, right? It's fine in some cases, right? For evidence. But it's a female act in some cases. You can use it as evidence to defend yourself just in case the authorities get involved. And you'll say, look, this is what he was saying to me. He came towards me and this would happen next. You can always use that. But when you pull out your cell phone and start acting like a bitch, being helpless like a female, that's the wrong thing to do because he feeds off that. Remember, he always wants a reaction. He always gets it out of the black males and the Latino males. These main two right here. His favorite thing to say is go back to your own country. He starts to say, what is that? Trigger. He starts to trigger you. And he's saying these crazy derogatory things to trigger you because he wants a reaction. He's like a bitch. This grown white beta male boy. As well as that white man. Oh yeah, there are a lot of them like that. Some. Nah, fuck it. Most. Have that same mentality as that grown white boy. Along with that grown white girl having the same similarities to that white woman. Now, I'm not going to sit here and dog out every white man and woman there is, because I know that there are some who are subscribed to my channel and they like what I have to say. I see who subscribe to me, and the ones who do follow me, they seem to like what I say because that makes sense. And there are some who comment and show their face, and there are some who don't, but I know who it is. But going back to you males, in some cases, some of the men and young men act like the grown boys and act like a sissy and a punk. And he says, I don't want to fight. I don't want to get into a physical altercation. I'm just trying to make my point here. Fuck your point. And be a man. And if someone comes in your face, your breathing space, you need to handle that. And stop acting like a goddamn coward. I've been seeing a lot of this. You see it on YouTube. My sister, my brother, they show me things on Instagram and TikTok. And I've also seen it in real life. Seeing biracial and mixed guys. How dare you? You already know, with you being biracial, with you being mixed, you already know you have to put on the armor of toughness. Sounds cheesy, but it's the truth. I know some of you are not born tough. Some of you weren't raised with legitimate, badass fathers in your life who were legitimately strong and really handled business out there in the street. Even though he was a scholar, referring to my dad. My dad is a Georgia man. He don't take shit from anyone. And that's how we were raised, not to take shit from anyone. You need to have a mindset just like that. I don't know what it is, but I've been seeing a lot of biracial mixed males getting talked down to in a crazy way and not doing nothing about it. Seeing a lot of Latino males getting talked down to and not doing anything about it. Oh, sure, they act very manly when they're around their peers, but when it comes to this grown white boy, he's a coward. Why is that? Are you inferior to this grown white boy, this Kevin? He's more inferior to you. You need to bulk up, be a fucking man, and handle your shit. And do whatever it takes to protect yourself just in case the authorities get involved. But all this sissiness, all this backing down, talking about I don't want to fight, you're a punk. And he just proved to you and everyone else who's watching that that's what you are. This act like a victim. I don't want to fight. No, you need to reverse that. Along with the females. Not fight. Women, young women, not fight, but you need to tell her off. That goes for the Karen, that goes for the Kevin. They get in your face, you need to handle it. Or, hey, you can call the authorities, right? For the ladies. Because real women don't be out there in the hood or anyone's neighborhood. I didn't mean to say the hood. I mean to say anyone's neighborhood or grocery store, department store, fighting like a man. Just call the authorities. That's just the truth. But whenever you fight back against these Karens and Kevins, now they act like the victim. Whenever they ask you these crazy questions, such as, Do you live in this neighborhood? I haven't seen you around this park. Do you live around here? How many times have you been to this park walking or jogging or running? They'll ask, do you work here? Just out of spite, just to be stupid. Knowing that you don't have any type of badge or anything. They just do it to see if you, just to get a reaction out of you. And you fall for it sometimes. To this day. I mean, everyone falls for it. They may catch you off guard. That's where you have to be on guard. When you walk out that house of yours, or you walk out that apartment, or that condo, or that duplex, you need to be on guard, no matter what. My favorite one is they ask, is that your car? Because when they see me get out my car, or if I'm walking towards my car and I happen to, where's my keys? In my back pocket, my front pocket. Excuse me, is that your car? Find my keys, pull it out. And I tell them, no, I just happen to have these Mercedes keys in my hand. To this red convertible Mercedes. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. You have a good day. Get the fuck out my face. Sorry for cursing, but I gotta tell you guys the truth, and that's just the truth. You have to be able to tell them off, and be ready to tell them off, and don't be afraid. I had a grown white boy come up to me, not literally in my breathing space, but a few feet away from me as I was getting, I couldn't find my keys. And I managed to find my keys, and I noticed somebody from my parental vision standing right there, and I looked up, and he trying to hold frame, as they say, trying to hold himself upright, and asked me, is this your car? You already know, I already gave him the word. Excuse me for cursing. I said, nah, motherfucker, I just happen to have these keys in my hand. I'm getting ready. Oh, okay. You get the fuck on, white boy, before you get hurt in front of your girl. Matter of fact, when they were passing by me, I overheard her say, is that his car? See, you have to watch out for stuff like that. You have to be aware of the stupidity that these Karens and these Kevins act on. And be smart when it comes to speaking with them verbally. And if you have to defend yourself on a physical sense, on a physical level, then you have to, and you can't be afraid. Because I noticed that when it comes to these Karens and Kevins, you all are all afraid. But when it comes to your own race of people, you be the main one dogging them out, cursing them out, saying all kind of crazy stuff to them, and not giving a damn. Why is it that you can dog out your own people, but when it comes to these white Karens and Kevins, you get very scared, like a little poodle? That goes for both the male and female, of all races and ethnicities. It doesn't make any sense to me. And you guys know, there are some that are watching this and they know I'm telling the truth. Because the people that are watching, not all, but a few, have this mentality of being very afraid to speak your mind and tell the truth. Do you have rude, obnoxious, crude individuals of different races? Of course you do. Do they be, do people call them Kevins and Kevins and Karens? Yeah, they do. You have Asian Karens. You have Latina Kevins and Karens. You have black Kevins and Karens, Indian, mix. Well, let's be honest here. We don't really see that many biracial or mixed Karens and Kevins. That's just the truth, okay? Not toot my horn on the men and women of society who are mixed or biracial, but it's just the truth. We just see the main three, which are white, Latino, and black, and Indian. And that's the truth. But the main source, wrong word, the main ones who are acting on this stupid behavior are the grown white boys and girls of society, the true Karens and Kevins. And you need to understand, have a backbone, and know that you cannot allow anyone to run their goddamn mouth towards you and think they can walk away. It's not about trying to prove that you're tough and rough and all that stuff. It's about you being true to yourself, having principles and having morals, and not allowing anyone, particularly these two individuals, to run their mouth no matter where you're at. You can't be afraid. You can't be some wimp for the males. You can't be some sissy. You can't be some weak, fragile thing, females, and allow that. Some little weak poodle, because they feed off that energy. You have to give that energy back. It's not about kill them, all that kill them with kindness bullshit. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to that rhetoric. But I'm also not trying to put out there to be crazy like them. But you have to be able to tell them off in a way that'll let them know, hey, I think I messed with the wrong one today. Let me not go any further. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to put out negative energy for you to do something irrational for you to get yourself in trouble. But you can't allow no one, particularly these two individuals, to keep running your mouth towards you no matter where you go. Even in traffic, while you're driving. Don't allow it. Don't let your anger get the best of you. That's what I'm trying to put out. But there is such thing of using some of that strength that you have, that inner strength, and putting forth it and letting someone know, particularly these two individuals or anyone, hey, I'm not the one to be fooling with. I'm not the one to be dealing with when it comes to that type of crude behavior. You need to go on about your way. And that's just the truth. I think this was a short, brief video. I know I haven't made a video in about, 2 weeks? Bet you grown boys are probably wondering, you ain't got no more material. Yeah, sure, bitch. You have no idea how much material I have. But if you guys like this video, go ahead and comment. And I'll see you guys in the next video.